A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Reva, the Sergeant at Arms of Win Toastmasters Club, and with that drum roll, I welcome everyone to the 32nd meeting of Win Toastmasters Club. To start this meeting with a bang, let us all unmute ourselves. All the members, like we have 6 members today, let us all unmute ourselves and make sure we have an amazing meeting here. As the Sergeant at Arms of Win Toastmasters Club, I am here to remind about the few ground rules that are to be followed in a Toastmasters meeting. First of all, always stay on mute and speak only when you're asked to. Refrain yourself from talking about sex, religion, or politics in a derogatory manner, and always make sure that your cameras are on, and especially when you're speaking. Since we have just 6 members today, I would request everyone to please turn on your cameras and make this meeting an eventful one. Avoid using abbreviations like when you address someone, for example, a Toastmaster, instead of addressing as TM, kindly introduce her as Toastmaster. And feel free to use the Zoom chat box throughout the meeting. And in case if your meeting gets disconnected, please do not panic as you'll get reconnected within seconds. Now, before I leave this virtual podium, please allow me to welcome someone who has been leading the club since the very start of meeting. No matter what the occasion is, be it a national holiday or a festive season, she is the one who ensures that not even a single meeting is skipped to make sure that learning is never interrupted. She is a true example of how a leader should be and inspires all the members. With a huge round of applause, please help me welcome our very loving president, Toastmaster Ruchira Singh. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Reva, Sergeant at Arms, for always starting off the meeting on such a wonderful note and for making sure that the meeting goes through smoothly as well. Now, I can see we definitely don't have any guests with us today, and we do have quite few members, but I'll still share my story with all of you. So I was reading the story where there was this girl who was studying at a particular school, and this was set many years back when women were not really recognized as scholars. And when the king of that particular country requested that all the brightest scholars be sent for a discussion, their school nominated this girl candidate, the only girl in their school. Now, when she reached at this conference that the king had conducted, everyone was thinking, a woman who thinks she can sit at the scholars panel? Look at her clothes. She's so provoking. Mustn't be a girl of good character. Stop her. And that's when everyone looked at the king for a solution. The king paused for a moment and said, Girl, I don't think you can sit on a scholar's panel. There must be some misunderstanding. Then the girl said, But pardon me, you invited me to join this discussion. And the king said, I don't remember inviting you. Then the girl replied, saying, You sent the invitation of the brightest scholar in our country. I'm one of the brightest from my school. On the invite, there was nothing written about girls or boys being allowed. The king admitted that this was a true point and allowed the girl to sit on the panel. The women around her then began to murmur and said, A girl like you won't feel so comfortable around so many men. The girl replied, I don't have a problem. I'd focus on my work. Another woman said, You're not bad looking. You can marry another wealthy gentleman. But the girl ignored him and said, Why don't we allow the scholars to prove that I have the weaker intellect and should not be present on the panel? All the men tried their best to prove this and said that it's a known fact that the forefathers, our ancestors, the male ancestors may have said that the women had weaker intellect. The girl questioned him and said, But the person who said that was a man. So how would he know? Now, by this time, the men were quite irritated and were still doubting the girl's worthiness. But the king said that enough had been established and the discussion began. Now, as the discussion progressed, all the doubts vanished. Days passed, and the girl took part in several discussions, asked many questions, and astonished the other scholars by her brilliance. Nobody knows today what happened to that girl thereafter. Different people say different stories. but I think that each of us can recognize some part of ourselves in that woman. Whether it is in terms of being faced in a community where other men put other women down, or whether other women feel the need to think that other women cannot do this. Each of us, somewhere in our lives, has faced this kind of a mental discrimination. And as we start off this week, as we celebrate the pujas, as we celebrate women empowerment, let's try and come to terms with the fact that we need to be able to stand up for ourselves and we have nothing to lose and nothing to prove. And with that, I'd like to take hand over the podium today to a lady who's going to be taking charge of the situation of the entire meeting today. Now, she is someone who is officially the Vice President Public Relations of WIN Toastmasters, but unofficially at the back end, she plays multiple roles. She's an Associate VP Education. She's an active member of the EC, as well as encourages members to participate as much as possible. As a person, she talks in a manner which would surprise you when she suddenly says these really savage comebacks and leaves you absolutely laughing. And don't be beguiled by that smile of hers. She has a lot of interesting content ready for us today. With that, I'd like to hand over the podium to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Momita. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruchira, for that wonderful introduction. I sure try to keep up your expectations of savage replies today also. So, good morning, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to the 32nd meeting of WIN Toastmasters Club, and happy Panchami to all of you. I know everyone, we have only 7 members here, and I know everyone must know what Panchami is, but let me tell you details. So Panchami is the 5th day of the 10-day long Durgotsav. Durgotsav is a celebration of victory of warrior goddess Durga over the demon Mahishasur. It is a festival of good over evil. The festival represents female power as a Shakti in the universe. An apt topic for a women-exclusive club like us in this festival seasons. Also to celebrate the power and good in each one of us hold within us. See, the story behind this festival is like there are various stories for various regions. And the one that I like the most is the one which says that goddess Durga was called upon by all the 3 lords like Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwar to save the world from the demon and from his cruelty. And after this 10-day long battle, at the last day she eliminated the demon and has a victory over everyone. So we celebrate Durga Puja in an opulence manner in West Bengal, with lightning all along the road. As Toastmaster Difty said, huge traffic, everyone goes out, no one remembers anything about Corona even. So we can broadly divide this festival into 3 parts. First is the Mahalaya. Like it is the first day. Everyone get up in the morning, like mostly everyone, not me, at 5 in the morning, and then they listen to this to the radio, or nowadays we have that acting in the TV also. And after that, there is a auspicious ceremony called Chokhudan, which marks the beginning of Durga Puja. And after this, after the next 8 days, there are various type of worships and pujas. All the details which I don't even know, even being a Bengali, it's not surprising. There are a lot of things. No one can know everything. And the thing I know is that from the 6th day of the puja is the actual puja starts. For me, it means roaming around, pandal hopping, eating street foods and lots of foods. And there are lightnings in every nook and corner of the city. And on the Ashtami day is like the most important days for us. Like we get up in the morning, put on our new clothes, traditional clothes especially, and went to Ashtami, and then we come back home and eat luchi, aludam. Means which is a must for any home in Bengal, like any home in West Bengal. On the 9th day of puja is the Mahaarti, which involves offering 108 lotuses and 108 lamps. It symbols the ending and the major rituals and prayers. So with this, we come to the end of the puja. Like the third and the most sad part is the Vijayadashami. Even though on this day we have Sindur Khela, then Dhunuchi Nach, where women played with sindoor and smeared with each others, and like we used to dance with dhunachis, like live dhunachis, I mean the burnings within our hands, and it's very nice. But there is sadness in our heart because this is the day where Ganesh Durga went home, and we went to the Gangas and immersed their idols. Even though it is a sad day, that's the day when all of us again start counting the days for the next year's puja, and the countdown begins again. So like that, in every Toastmasters meeting, there are three segments. First is the prepared speech section where speakers come and deliver their speeches from different pathways. Second is a table topic speaker segment or the impromptu section where Toastmasters and guests are given a topic and they have to speak on it impromptu in 1 to 2 minutes. And the third is the evaluation section, like how we became sad during Vijayadashami. That's maybe not sad, but in the evaluation section there is that palpitations and what will the evaluator say. That's the sections where the evaluator provides us comments and feedbacks and also areas of improvement, like how we can improve Durga Puja next year. So to conduct these sessions, we have a general evaluator. General evaluator is of today's meeting is someone who is in Toastmasters since 2007, and she has witnessed immense personal growth due to several opportunities provided. She celebrates Durga Puja with applause and joy with her friends and families. So, with a thunderous round of applause, please help me welcome DTM Jennifer Ghosh as the General Evaluator for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Momita. Thank you very much for that introduction. And a very good evening and a happy Panchami, as Momita said. I was not even aware it was Panchami. So, the general evaluator's role, as Momita did say, concentrates on feedback and recommendation. And yes, today I'm going to focus on feedback and recommendation, even though we are just 7 in numbers, but that doesn't matter. We can make it seem as though we are 100 in numbers if we so desire, right? We are the champions in win. And I would like to also focus on your improvement in areas of critical thinking, organization, time management, motivation and team building, because these are qualities that every leader should develop in Toastmasters. And I'm sure with the roles that you all are taking up, you are going to develop such skills in a very graceful and a very beautiful manner. On that note, I have a wonderful team here who is going to help me do the job of the general evaluator in a much more professional and structured manner. I have with me 3 role players today who will assist me in bringing out the best in all of you. That is the timer, the hour counter, and the grammarian. So I'd like to come to the timer first, who is Toastmaster Reva. Toastmaster Reva, would you like to tell us the way you're going to handle time management for us today? Over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As time plays an important role in our life, it does plays an important role in Toastmasters meeting as well. So today, as the timer, I'll be keeping a track on the prepared speakers timing and the table topic speakers timing. I will share my screen to just show, I'll be showing this for the prepared section round. I'll display for the prepared section round, each speaker gets a chance to speak for 5 to 7 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on the upper hand. And at 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at the 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. For the table topic session, each speaker gets a period of 1 to 2 minutes to speak on the topic. I'll show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. Until the speaker speaks, I'll keep flashing the card. I'll present my evaluation when called upon to do so by our general evaluator. Thank you. Back to you. Ma'am, you are not audible.
Thank you very much, Reva. You'd like to explain to them about the evaluation timings, please?
Yeah, the evaluator gets to evaluate the speaker for 2 to 3 minutes. I'll display the green card at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and the red card at 3 minutes. I'll keep flashing the card until the evaluator stops evaluating. Thank you.
Wonderful. Let's give her a big round of applause. She is going to be looking at time management and focusing on the meeting at the same time. So it is multitasking and deserves a big round of applause for sure. On that note, let me come over to the R counter and the grammarian today, who is Toastmaster Deepa?
Deepti.
Dipti, okay.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Dipti, I apologize for that.
No, it's okay.
Toastmaster Dipti, you are doing a dual role, and it is really amazing to see you come on and take up both the roles at the same time. So kudos to you on that. I'd like you to explain to everybody what is your individual role today as the accountant and as the grammarian. The floor is over to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening. Welcome, Toastmasters and General Evaluator. First, I would like to tell about a role of grammarian. I am Deepti. I am an artist, and I know how to use appropriate colors and how much proportion I have to use in colors to make my painting better. Similarly, in English language as well, we need to use proper grammar and correct usage of words, good words, so that we can make our speaking effective. So as a role of grammarian today, I am going to pay attention on all speakers and how to they are using good words and phrases and all those things, phrases and thoughts. So please use good words. And today it's my responsibility also to introduce a word of the day, and that word is very much familiar for today's theme. I think it's divine. Divine word meaning is like God or God. And some sentences I would like to give as a reference, like, may your family be full of divine blessings on this Durga Puja. And another example, he went to church, perhaps seeking divine inspiration. So thank you for this, and please use this word if you find it appropriate. And can I tell about our counter as well, ma'am?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Today I'm playing the role of our counter as well. And in our counter, it's my responsibility to pay attention on all the words used as crunches and pause fillers, like sounds like and or. I will keep note of all that words, and I will submit my report afterwards if it is asked by General Evaluator, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Dipti. That was a wonderful explanation of both your roles. Thank you very much for that. Let's give her a big round of applause. All right. And on that note, I wish Momita all the very best to take forward the TMOD section. I'll be back with my report towards the end of the session. Thank you, and over to you.
Am I audible?
So much disturbance is there.
Yeah, my microphone stopped working. Give me a second, I will try to reconnect it.
fine now? Hello.
We can't hear you at all anymore.
Momita needs to leave and rejoin, I think. She's having this audio problem.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you say something? I think, can you reduce the fan speed, Smita? Then it will be better.
Hello. This is fine now.
We can hear you, but I think the background noise is quite high. So, can you reduce the fan?
Yeah.
a little bit?
So my
Or move
microphone
a
is
little
not
away?
working, and I suppose I'm not audible.
Fan, move the fan, switch off the fan.
Hello.
I think she'll rejoin. So let's just give her 1 minute to rejoin quickly.
Chitra, can we pause the recording for the time being?
Yeah. Sorry for the hiccup. So let's continue with our exploration of the Durga Chaturthi. At this time of the year, what is the most important thing according to you guys? Anyone who would like to say it?
Same
Yeah,
same
pandal
problem is
hopping.
happening. Excuse me, voice is not clear.
Again.
Again, I'm getting backside.
Momita,
So
it
much
looks as though
disturbance.
there's a storm in the background.
Yeah, it's like a storm.
Wait, I will switch off my fan. There's
Yeah, I
nothing
think
else I
that'll
can do.
Now it's better.
Yeah, it
Yes.
stopped.
Now it's much
Now
better.
it's perfect. The storm is over.
But it's too hot here.
Without fan, you have to suffer today. Toastmaster meeting.
How
The
sad.
things, see, the things we do for Toastmasters.
The things we sacrifice.
Yeah. See, everyone is sacrificing their pandal hopping today. So, but for me, there is another thing which is very important during this time is food. So in during this time, like every posh restaurant in Kolkata, like every other restaurants, they or like opened up new buffets on different type of foods, and they brought back new like all the homemade foods in revisited ways. They offer discounts, which is very important. And so I went for like pendle hopping and eating like testing everything, but from roadside puchkas and jalebis to kosha mangsho in traditional restaurants and baked rasagullas and everything. And even in our homes, like old age recipes are revisited and brought back to our plates. So a lot of hard work and dedications, and I diligently thank my mother and brother, and then I eat everything they make without any complaint. So it's exactly like that. We have prepared speeches where a speaker of the day prepared for a speech for a very long period of time, get it mentored and practice, and then deliver the speech in a podium. For today, we have only one speaker, and that is from Presentation Mastery Pathway. So before I ask the speaker on the podium, I would like to introduce our evaluator. The introduction is done by Toastmaster Reva. So I will proceed with how our evaluator Toastmaster Ruchira, how she celebrates her Durga Puja. For her, it's on a small close community. Like she celebrates Durga Puja with her friends who comes back during this time of the year. That is for many people who stays outside Kolkata, like they come back home, and it was a nice time to meet everyone and chit chat over food and pendle hoppings and everything. So I will ask the evaluator Toastmaster Ruchira to please read out the speech objectives.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Momita. So I, our speaker today will be delivering her project on Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of the project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of the speech is also for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Timer, please note that the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to the speaker, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruchira, for stating out the speech objectives. So, our first prepared speaker is a dedicated Toastmasters and an incredible woman. She is always smiling and encouraging everyone to give speeches. I will give speech one day. That's sure. And when I asked about her Durga Puja, for her Durga Puja is a celebration of relationship. During this time, she catch up with her loved ones over the latest topic possible, like every other topics possible about food and food, fun, and adda. For me, the important part is adda here. So her speech is determined by DTM Panna Reshmire. So ladies, the thunderous round of applause. Please welcome Toastmaster Jayati Datta with a speech titled "The Delicate Balance." The Delicate Balance by Toastmaster Jayati Datta. Over to you.
Am I audible and visible to everyone?
Yes.
The delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them an opportunity to create themselves. These words were said by the famous filmmaker, Steven Spielberg. Spielberg's words matches Toastmasters' objectives on mentoring too. My mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Panna Rashmi has always said, be prepared with your speeches much ahead of time so that you are in complete control when asked to deliver one. Speaks volumes about her aims, about me, and also about my goals as a mentor. To be honest, each one of you present here has helped me in my way, in your ways, for my growth in many ways. You have given me feedback, you have given me evaluations, you have given me various positive aspects of how I should go forward and how I should present my speech and how to choose various parts. So in a way, all of you are my mentors as well. And for this, I am both grateful and thankful. And you have done this without making me lose my essence. That is the most important part. Now, with this, I come to the end of my Thanksgiving spiel. Now, I will share with you my previous experiences as a protege. Some of my previous experiences as a mentee was not exactly what I wanted them to be. However, I did learn a thing or two. My first experience as a mentee was absurd. This gentleman, the mentor, was assigned to me back when I got an opportunity to teach in a reputed computer academy. The mentor was supposed to guide me as to how to conduct courses, how to give exams, practicals, workshops, how to hand out printouts which would include a particular pattern of questions and so on and so forth. Now, this mentor, for the first 3 months, he was not to be seen on the academy campus. Every day I used to go around asking everyone about him because he was supposed to guide me in all these things. And it was a rule in the academy that a new teacher must be guided by a mentor. I was almost mistaken for a lovelorn stalker. Finally, one fine day, after 3 months, Mr. Mentor graced the academy. And when I approached him and asked him about his mentoring me, he said, mentor? Who? Me? You got the wrong person. I'm not the right person. Please go ask somebody else. I was stunned. With this, he never resurfaced again. This is exactly the mentor no one wants. All he needed to say was, let me know if you need something. The point here is not to make anybody feel stranded. That's it. My second experience as a mentee was a little weird also, because one of my colleagues mistook mentoring for felicitation. Now, friends, please remember, if you plan to mentor someone or guide someone, it doesn't mean that you have to go after his or her life. Guidance can be given from the sidelines also. So this gentleman, one day out of nowhere, he just declared that I am his mentee. I didn't know why, because we were neither in the same team nor in the same department. So I just chose to ignore him. Later, on multiple occasions, he would tell me, I wanted to take you under my wings, but you never came under my wings. Point learned here is mentoring is not a joke. Mentors are looked up to. And sentences like the one I just said makes you look less like a mentor and more like a creep. My third experience as a mentee was when I finally thought, oh, wow, I've got a great mentor. But very soon my hopes were dashed. This gentleman was guiding me very well. He was giving me assignments, he was putting up challenges for me to scale, he was giving me duties I hadn't performed before, and so on and so on. But when it came to giving feedbacks, he completely avoided it. Simply put, he wasn't able to explain himself. One day he told me, you are a summation of my younger days. It means good or bad, sir. Being good doesn't mean that you're a fool, mind you. Okay, what went wrong, sir? Nothing, you're hanging from a cliff. Do you know that? So, which area, sir? You're just hanging from a cliff. Please understand. Now you've got to move to the next level. Sir, can you please tell me where is it I'm lagging, sir? Nowhere. Just move to the next level, I say. Lesson learned here is feedback is extremely important in a mentor-mentee relationship. Otherwise, your protege will never be able to make progress. To sum it all up, I'm not sure exactly if these men succeeded what they were looking to teach me. However, I did learn a very important lesson, and that is what not to do as a mentor. The famous talk show host, Oprah Winfrey, she says, a mentor is someone who helps you to find the hope inside of yourself. A mentor is someone who doesn't walk 2 steps ahead of you and tells you that this is what they did and this is how they did it. No, a mentor is someone who walks alongside you, creates a delicate balance, gives you confidence, and tells you what you can.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayati, for that power-packed speech in this day. So as we are celebrating Durga Puja, I think it's very important to, like, the speech you had about mentors is very important. It's a very good lesson during these times, like what we can do to motivate others especially other women. So with this, let's move forward with the theme. So, I mean, everyone like Durga Puja is celebrated in different parts of the world in different names, like Navratri in some parts, and there are various which I don't even know. But in West Bengal, it is also celebrated in abroad, but nothing is like uh, how is it celebrated in West Bengal. So it is like a huge thing for us. All schools, colleges, and offices are closed. Like people share gifts and clothes to their friends and family. Like there are tourists from outer places who comes to West Bengal just to celebrate the pujas. So they are like it's a grand celebration. Like crores of rupees were spent on theme pandal decorations and lighting the just light for lighting. There are crores of rupees were spent by the government, and to light every streets and nooks and corners, and for the lots of barricades and the bamboos and the traffic light, like the traffic police. I mean, I don't know how much is it, but I'm sure that it's a huge thing, huge cost, but it is worth it because theme pandals are something. It's not only about the theme, but it's also about the message which they try to portray. Like only last year during the pandemic, there is a theme, coronavirus hit, and like various pandal makers were not able to make the theme pandals, so there were like lots of job losses. And there is this one pandal in Kolkata called the Barisha Club, where the goddess was made to look like a migrant mother who is carrying her children. I would like to show, like I went there last year, and it's not the picture I clicked, but it was something like this. If you can see my screen, that she is portrayed as an immigrant mother, which is, as you must remember, the scene where lots of people were coming back to their hometowns, especially from Delhi to Bihar and UP states, and this is what they were trying to portray. So the theme pandal like this takes a lot of time and effort, and forget about the money, but uh, like physical effort is also needed there. On a lighter note, this year Kolkata Shribhumi Sporting Club has replicated the Burj Khalifa. It is a 145 feet tall pandal, tall like Burj Khalifa. They made it. The iconic tower. I haven't got the chance to be there yet, but this is what all the TV channels and everything is showing up. So if you're nearby, just went there, see how the lighting works and everything is looking, and do let me know when there is a short line so that I can also go and see it. Okay, and there is another pandal, the theme which I liked. It was Kolkata's Damdam Park Novin Polli Pujo. Not Damdam Park, it's a Novin Polli Pujo somewhere. So the theme was designed to pay a tribute to whoever has died during the COVID. They have hanging urns and Mahishasur with the folding arms, on stating that and reminding everyone that pandemic is a bigger evil to fight that we have today, and we have to wear masks and be careful. Even if you're going out to put pendle hopping, we have to be careful. So with this, my excitement is at top right now, but I cannot go because we have next the most exciting section of any Toastmaster meeting, that is the evaluation section. And to conduct these sections, we have someone who is from Assam, and she is married into a Bengali family. And when I asked her about Durga Puja, her reply, she was typing for a long time. I thought what she will write, how long she will write. Literally, it was wrong. It was written typing. So she says that her first reaction when she comes like married to a Bengali family, that is it Pujo or Puja? So why do we have to go to pandal hopping? Why shopping has to start from June and July? I know till now she has gotten the answer. Still, I would like to give you few answers, like for that shopping part in June and July, because nothing is there in the stores if you go shopping now. Then if you are buying a sari, you have to pleat your blouse, like get your blouse done, and no one will take your order. Even your like neighborhood auntie won't take your order. She will come back next year. So you have to start shopping from April. Not June, July is too late. Next year, start from April. So with this, I would like to give the podium to Toastmaster Shahida as the table topic master today. Over to you, Toastmaster Shahida.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. It's a divine evening, the day of Panchami. So good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters. And I think we don't have any other guest today. So Durga Puja is here, and as our Toastmaster of the day has been talking about pandal hopping, so to do our pandal hopping after 18 months of work at home, we really need to get our feet in action. No, I'm not going to make you exercise or do squats. So something that I'll do to get your feet and legs in action is to make your feet think, that is, think on your feet. And the table topic section is exactly that. So all the ladies here, we will be starting off with this exercise of thinking on the feet, and table topics just does not prepare us for pendle hopping. As I said, it also helps us to sharpen our abilities to listen, to communicate, to think, to organize, and to deliver our speech, thinking on our feet. Yes, and we all know we are just 10, 12 of us. So I request all of you to please volunteer. And timer Reva has already told us the time guidelines, so I will not repeat them. So I request the Toastmasters to please volunteer and give your name. You can do so by raising your hand physically or through the emoticon that we have, the reaction that we have. Yes. Thank you, Deepthi. Okay. Who else? Yes, Kalpita. Okay. Any more?
You can start off with these nominations, Toastmaster Shahida. The rest will keep pouring in.
Okay, wonderful. So we have 2 people. I'm requesting others to please make up your mind and start thinking on your feet. So the first topic for Toastmaster Deepthi is my most memorable festival celebration.
Yeah. My most memorable festival celebration is Diwali, Deepavali actually. But I can say that Durga Puja is also my favorite festival because I am from North, I belong to North, but somehow it's my favorite season of the year because weather is changing and so many colorful outfits are there. In our society in North, Navratri means Dandiya dance is played and everybody is enjoying. So many kinds of foods are there. So it's my memorable festival, and one of my memory which I want to share, like in childhood. Once it happened, I went to Pandal, Durga Puja Pandal with my parents, and I was so excited. I was seeing stalls and all, and my mother stopped at one stall and she started doing shopping, something which I don't remember actually. Is it a food stall or something, clothes stall? Then I left her hand. I was so small, like 8 to 10 years. I left her hand. It was so much rush. And then I started following one person who looks like my father. His physique looked like my father, and I hold his hand. And then after 2 minutes, I noticed that he is somebody else. And then he also turned around and he said, "Who are you, beta? Who are you, little girl?" And then I was scared. Where is my mother and where is my father? And I started screaming and crying. Then that person took me to a stall back. He asked me on which stall your parents is. So that was the thing which kept me reminding that we need to be careful on festivals. Because so much rush is there, and small kids, they are only excited. They don't know how much it will be like scary. Thank you. That's the memory. Yeah.
Wonderful, Toastmaster Deepthi. Thank you so much. And I'd also like to remind everybody to use the word of the day, that is divine. So next we go to Toastmaster Kalpita. Your topic is celebration is about spirituality or spirit. is about spirituality or spirit?
Thank you, our table topic master. It's a wonderful topic. Well, now if we come to the word spirituality, it's a divine word. And spirituality actually comes from the word spirit, but the meaning of the spirit here is different. Celebration and spirituality are two different things. If what I think, how I think it like. Spirituality is, you have to, if you want, if somebody practices it, you can practice every day of your life, and that adds on to somebody's value system or somebody's well-being slowly and progressively. And celebration is something which we all look forward to. Yes, of course, on the days of celebrations, we plan different kind of things to get together with our friends, with our relatives, with our loved ones. And yeah, of course, people do have, if you talk about spirits, that is what's called an alcohol. Yeah, that is what many people look forward to, celebrating in that manner. But if I say personally, I don't think that celebration or enjoying can happen with or without that, without alcohol as well, because it all depends upon, like when we have our own people together, and we spend a gala time with them, enjoying with them, and we always look forward to the celebration days. The Durga Puja is absolutely now on, and looking forward to this celebration day. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Wonderful take. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpita, for his wonderful take on the word spirit and spirituality. So next we have Toastmaster Jayati. Yes, madam. So your topic is, all Indian festivals are about celebrating womanhood. All Indian festivals are about celebrating womanhood.
In our Indian society, especially, I would like to talk about our Hindu society, the Hindu culture. We glorify the woman. Ma Durga, Ma Kali, Ma Saraswati, Ma Lakshmi. It's the woman who is at the helm of things. She possesses this divine power of making every wrong right. So basically, when we talk about gods and goddesses, it is also, and since now it is Durga Puja, the gods depended on Ma Durga, again a feminine. They gave in all his or her powers for her to kill all the evil. So for us to feel that divinity, to feel that womanhood connected with that divinity, it's such a material thing. I personally feel when my mom used to do all this fasting and all these various rituals to do these pujas, at times I felt that she should be worshipped, put on that throne and worshipped herself. Because she is the one who's praying for us, taking in all the whatever rituals is required, whatever fasting, whatever rule book says about everything. And she's doing it for us. So I feel so proud of her. And I also feel that, yes, we as women, not only as gods, we should be and must always be celebrated for our divinity, for our courage, and for our energy. And simply, not only that, we are the ones who have this right or who have the privilege of giving birth. So we are the ones who are always at the helm of things. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing take on the topic, Toastmaster Jayati. So we have now Toastmaster Jennifer Ghosh, And the topic for you, ma'am, is festival is an opportunity to help the needy.
This is such a wonderful topic, and I can resonate with it completely. And why I say so is because we, as part of Tata Consultancy Services and the CSR, meaning the Corporate Social Responsibility team, used to do a lot in terms of giving back to the underprivileged during this time of the year. During this time, Durga Puja time and Christmas time, we would collect a lot of funds from all the people around in the office. And this was a time when I came to know how people are so generous and they do not hesitate to come forward to help for a good cause. They are so willing to help out people who deserve that happiness and bring a smile on their face. We used to buy blankets, we used to buy lovely chocolates and sweets, and we go to the homes and distribute it around so that we could see for ourselves the wonder and the beauty of that smile when they receive the gifts. So we never missed an opportunity. In my own small way, I am not a very rich person, but I personally sponsor one child a year with education. Because I feel that if everyone does that one little bit of sponsoring one child, we can make this world, and India in particular, a better place to live in. I have done it, and I believe that every drop of water makes a huge ocean. So even though we are just 11 people here on the platform, my appeal to you is try to help bring a smile on the face and let us celebrate each day as we go along in life, because in giving a smile, you are receiving a smile in return. Hence, an appeal to everybody here, sponsor a child and see how your life is celebrated. Over to you.
Thank you so much for this beautiful take on the topic. And we next move to, can I ask for any more volunteer? Priya, Toastmaster Priya?
Yeah. There's also a hand raised by Toastmaster Ritu.
Okay, Ritu. Yeah, I just saw. Maybe I'll go to Ritu in some time. Priya, would you like to?
Yes, I can.
Yes, Priya. Your topic is life is a celebration.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, Priya, we can hear you. Toastmaster Priya, we can hear you.
We all know our lives is full of ups and downs. So we always look forward to make our lives full of enjoyment, full of celebration, so that our life become relaxed and filled with joy, so that the problems, the difficulties comes who are always in our way should be diminished by feeling of such celebration in everyday's life. If you feel like that, every day is a celebration. So we should always make feel happy by giving joy and happiness to others, and for himself or herself also, so that life become easy to go ahead. So I also feel in my life especially, I want to celebrate every celebration or occasion in a very good way, so that though my family members are not very keen to puja and worship, but I always tell them to enjoy the festivity and celebrations so that you feel happy and your happiness comes in your way. So please support me in puja, celebration, and everything. That's also I also suggest other people to celebrate every day, every second in your life, because every moment is very special for everyone's life. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. Wonderful to have you on the podium. And the last speaker for the evening is Toastmaster Ritu Kasera. And your topic for you is celebrations are incomplete without family and friends. Celebrations are incomplete without family and friends. Ma'am, you are muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening, Toastmasters, my fellow Toastmasters and comrades. I can really associate with this topic of celebrations are incomplete without family and friends. For 15 years, I have been away from my hometown, Kolkata. My husband has been posted in Delhi and we've been living there. We just shifted back to Kolkata, in fact. And because of this, we were away from our family for so long. Every festival that we celebrated out there was without the family. And with my husband's traveling job, 20-25 days a month, he was without, we were with me and my child were without him. She's 12 years old. In the past 7-8 years, I brought her alone. He used to be 25 days away from the home. So only thankfully, the MD was so kind that he would always be there on our special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, Diwali, Christmas. He used to be there, but the rest of the family was never there. And I always prayed for this, that I must come back to my hometown. My husband should be posted here. And this was the time divine interference took place in my life. And we are now back in Kolkata and my hometown. And we are meeting my friends and family on every occasion. And we are celebrating our special occasions with them too. So this is where divine interference has come into my life, and I've experienced it. And now I realized, after being away from the family for so long, how important your family and your old friends are to be with you. You feel more secure when they are around. So celebrations are truly incomplete without family and friends. This is my total personal experience. This topic has been, I think, at the moment, I can feel that it's meant for me. I can go on talking about it, because this is what every time I've met any of my friends and family, our friends in Delhi, my new friends, I would only talk about this. I miss my family. I miss my old home. Everything. Though Delhi is the capital of the country, it's such a beautiful city. I realize that now. It's so clean. It's so organized. Every lane has a park. I cannot talk, but now that I come back, I realize that Delhi is so beautiful. But celebrations are incomplete without family and friends, your old friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, I indeed tailor-made this topic for you. Though I did not know your background, but yes, let me take the credit for it, for this divine coincidence. Yes, so here we go with one more person. We have Toastmaster Amrita. You are there?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks so much for volunteering. Your topic is festivals are only about good food.
What better could be the evening topic for me? Yes, festivals, especially in India, are more about food. We do take one of the options, probably sly, and try to say that we are offering these good festival foodies things, all the delicacies to our gods and goddesses. But ultimately, all goes down our throat, gets onto our bellies. And that's what I love about India. That's what I love about festivals. Right from the childhood days, I have been a great foodie and I have enjoyed. These have been very favorite foods of children in the household, yes, the scenario did align a little differently now. The kids today would not want to eat sweets. They are more towards chocolates and jellies. But the gujiyas and the laddus and the sandesh and whatnot was what we always loved. And I still completely love all of these. The special food, all families have their own specific things that they make for a particular festival. So we also had things like that. Laddus and matris used to be aligned with Diwali in our home. The gujiyas or the karanchis that we call were always there for Holi, a very regime kind of a thing that my family used to follow. And that again, something that I cannot wash off my routine today. I still end up making at least 5, if not a bulk. And thankfully, my daughter loves all of them. So she doesn't say all of this, but I find it very disappointing that there are times when people say that all has calories, it has sugar, it has a lot of ghee, and refuse to accept it. But still, festivals are a greater celebration with these amazing foods around. Thank you.
Wonderful take on the topic, Toastmaster Amrita. Beautifully done. Thank you so much. With this, we end our table topic section, and over to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Momita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shahida, for conducting such a wonderful session with so lovely topics. Like everyone feels that you have targeted them. So you're being so prompt and apt, and also for getting dressed up. You are the only one who looks like today is Panchami. And it seems like that once we are done, you will go running outside pandal hopping. For this time, I thought I will use it for picking up someone who hasn't spoken in the table topics, but it seems like everyone is done today. So I'll take this time to reflect on few things that we do wrong during these pujas. First is the environmental impact Durga Puja has on everywhere and everything around the puja pandals, and how the idols are made and decorated. So earlier it was used to be made from clay and all biodegradable things, but with the rising theme pandals, various harmful materials are started to being used, like paints and all, which are harmful to the environment and people around, and also to the workers who are making the pandals. So from several because of several protests from environmental activists and everyone around here, so steps has been taken. Like few when these idols are immersed in the Ganga, it pollutes the Ganga river, which is a livelihood for various for a huge amount of people. So nowadays what happens that every time a Ganga idol is immersed and all the rituals are done, it was taken out of it as soon as possible. And there are other measures which has been taken, but we still have a long way to go. We still need to look upon what we are doing wrong, especially during this COVID times. Like people forget that there is a thing called marks, which when I went out yesterday for shopping. So I hope that everyone here will remember and celebrate the puja safely, and also try not to degrade the environment further. And now it's a time for in this meeting to have a look back on how our meeting went and have feedback and retrospective session. So I will like to ask the general evaluator DTM Jennifer to please come back to podium and give us a constructive feedback so we can improve from this session on.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Momita. Thank you very much. All right, so I would like to call upon our first evaluator, that is Toastmaster Ruchira, who will be giving us the evaluation for Toastmaster Joyita. And I'm really looking forward to hearing this divine evaluation for sure.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Can I just see the card by the timer before I start?
Just a second. Is it good to go, Toastmaster Ruchira?
It's all good. Thanks. The delicate balance of mentoring someone is not by creating them in your image, but by giving them the opportunity to create. What a beautiful way to start off your speech, Toastmaster Jayati. With that one quote, you not only described what was your vision of mentoring, but you also were able to tie it in with your title, which was The Delicate Balance. The first thing that I'd like to commend you on is in terms of meeting your objective. You both showed how this quote symbolizes what Toastmasters envisions mentoring to be, as well as through your personal examples, showed the different shades of mentoring that you had in a very unique way by showing us exactly how not be a mentor, not to be absent, and how to give constructive feedback. The second thing that I would like to commend you on is in terms of the voice modulation that you had. Whether it was the way that you said, I completely avoided the topic, or the way that you used silence as an effective tool in the third story where you were having this conversation, which was rather one-sided because there was no feedback to complete the loop. And the third thing that I would love to recommend you on is in terms of adding a touch of humor. When you talked about how the way you pursued your absent mentor made you look like a lovelorn stalker on your campus, I think that was a wonderful way to add a touch of humor to the speech as well. Now, just as you said, Toastmaster Jayati, that feedback is the key to progress, here's my feedback on your speech to help you progress as well. The first recommendation from my side would be in terms of the structure. When you moved from Toastmasters to each of your examples, you said, now I'll share, now I'll share. Instead of that, having a connecting sentence would allow a smooth transition. For example, when you move from your Toastmasters journey to your personal, you can say that, now my journey as a mentee has not always been a very smooth one, and then go on to give your examples of a personal life. The second recommendation from my side would be in terms of having appropriate facial expressions. You are a naturally expressive person. However, what I've noticed is that your negative expressions are very difficult to come by on your face. When you talk about how you were stunned as a mentor or how no one wants that, your face still had a positive expression. And the third recommendation is in terms of your stage movement. Although you moved left to right to showcase dialogue, when dialogues are quite lengthy, moving just one small step can be a little confusing. So maybe have a little more gap between your characters so that we can transition from one person to another. Overall, you met your objective, had great voice modulation, and added a touch of humor. If you just take care of the structure, take care of the negative facial expression, and ensure your stage space is a little clearly defined, I'm sure you'll take the speech to the next level. And although our Vice President Education isn't here, I'll be very happy to tell her that we now have a new member who's ready to take on a mentee. Thank you, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so very much for that very, very spot on evaluation. As I said, it was divine indeed. And I have one or two recommendations for you, Jayati. Nothing that I could say in terms of commendation to Ruchira has said it, and I felt that the speech was really lovely. Beautifully it came in, it flowed, the transitions were smooth. I truly loved the whole thing right till the end. What I want to point out is that you are brilliant with gestures. But when you made the gesture of wings, be the wings beneath me, right? You could have done it with more, in a more dignified way. Because I saw the way you said, my hopes had been dashed. So that was the time you said dashed, and it seemed as it was dashed. But for your wings, you were, doing it not in a very strong manner, which would have brought out your hand gestures even more. And another thing I really loved about you was your camera position. I mean, from the beginning, you were trying to get the right position, and your house was like, your house was like, I would say this, and you were standing right in the middle of that, what do you call this? It's not a triangle.
Corner, like a corner.
It was like a corner, and you were standing right in the middle of it, spot on, beautiful camera angle. So that's all from my side, and all the very best for your future speeches. Great speech. Yeah. I'd like to now call upon my team because they are going to give their reports for the evening. I'll start with our timer. So may I ask Reva, Toastmaster Reva, to please give us the timer report.
Sure. So my report for the evening goes like this. I'll just share my screen. Yeah. So our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Jayati, she took 7 minutes and 24 seconds. I was just crossing my fingers and I was just waiting for her to complete it so that she doesn't cross the time limit. But yay, she qualified. And now coming for the table topic section, Toastmaster Dipti took 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Toastmaster Kalpita took 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Toastmaster Jayati took 2 minutes 4 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Priya took 2 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Ritu took 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Amrita took 2 minutes 25 seconds. And our evaluator, Toastpeak evaluator, Toastmaster Ruchira, she took 3 minutes and 10 seconds for her evaluation. That's my report for the evening. Thank you.
Fantastic. What a very meticulous report. Thank you very much, Reva. Now I'm going to come to our dual role keeper today, who has been keeping our counter and grammarian. So Dipti, would you like to please tell us what all you have for us?
Yeah. Hello, all Toastmasters and General Evaluator. Today, as a grammarian, I noted certain good words like scholars, provoking, astonished, demon, graceful, incredible, stunned, prodigy, gala time, glorify, underprivileged. And these are the good words, and not so good words which I have found it's like we can pronounce it had not, but it was made short like hadn't, which I didn't find appropriate. And traffic light, if there are so many lights, then we can say traffic lights, not traffic light. And word Delhi, it's not, it's Delhi or New Delhi. And puja, we pronounce it as puja, but it's not wrong, like pujo. But sometimes I think that it's all over India, we need to say it puja. And feel happy and happiness both are not required. If we are happy, then happiness it was used in breaking terms like happy and happiness. So, and good phrases like it was used like every drop of water makes huge ocean. That I found very nice for today. And something for our counter, I would like to say as in role of our counter, Toastmaster Jayati used once, and Toastmaster Momita and Toastmaster Jennifer also one time used and myself also I used and once, and Toastmaster Reva used Shahida, Toastmaster Shahida Toastmaster Kalpita Priya, she used multiple times of and Amrita, Toastmaster Amrita used and better today they use very much good use of word divine, and it was used by Toastmaster Jayati, Toastmaster Kalpita, Toastmaster Ritu, and General Evaluator Jennifer. So thunderous round of applause for all of them. Thank you. That's my report to General Evaluator, ma'am. Over to you.
Wow. Let's give her a thunderous round of applause. That was such a wonderful report. Thank you, Dipti. That was really, really awesome. Let's go to the meeting procedure today, which we had. The Sergeant at Arms opened the meeting at 6:30. And that was outstanding. We had just 6 members, but with President giving the go ahead in the beginning, she just opened the meeting at 6:30, and with what energy. 6 people, and I felt as though the room was bursting with energy. And that is what we look forward to in a Toastmasters meeting, because when the energy of the Sergeant at Arms comes forward, it sets the tone of the entire meeting, and that is what you did today, Toastmaster Reva. Fantastic opening, very well articulated, all the rules, the do's, the don'ts, and then you went on to give a wonderful introduction of our president. If I had to give you a recommendation, this is your stage time, babes, your stage time. Take it, capture it, and grab that opportunity to maybe give a small little story, a motivational story for everybody to go back and think about. Otherwise, you were flawless. So let's give her a big round of applause. Our president, Madam President Ruchira. As usual, I am in awe of this young girl. I've seen her from a kid and she's grown up so beautifully that I'm so proud of her. Great motivational story, Ruchira, about women empowerment. And we in WIN Toastmasters, we all know how we women are empowering ourselves day on day to become a better version of ourselves. So you touched my heart with that story. Beautiful. Then you said there were no guests. So you did, you're very alert to all these things. There were no guests, so you had no introduction. But I saw that you were taking on this role even before the meeting started. And that was very endearing, because you told Reva, which all roles do we have? Which all roles do we not have? Okay, can Dipti play a double role? And but everything went off so smoothly and we had everything in place. So this is what a president should be like. This is what a president should lead like. And I think you inspire us all to lead in this way. So let's give her a big round of applause. Beautiful, beautiful. I'd like to come to our Toastmaster a little later. Maybe I'd like to come to the table topic master first. Table topic master, as usual, was looking so beautiful. This is not the first time I've seen her in a sari. I think I've seen her before. Anyway, she is a beauty. And with a sari, she's looking like an Indian beauty. And she brought in such beautiful topics, which was going so beautifully with the theme. So thank you for that, Toastmaster Shahida. And I'm so happy that I was the person to introduce you to Toastmaster, because you have grown by leaps and bounds and you are making a difference here in WIN Toastmasters Club. I'm so proud of you, darling. So proud of you. Yeah. And the topics that she gave were so easy to speak on. And this is the type of topics table topic masters should make or should bring on the podium, so that each and every one has something to say. Did you see the timings of everyone? Everyone had crossed 2 minutes and plus. So everybody had so much to talk. Beautiful topics, Shahida. Lovely topics, well done. You got 6 people, I think, to talk on the topic today, and we are just 11 members. So every member today either took on one role or a dual role, and that is fabulous. It helps us become even better as speaker. Never limit your thoughts or yourself. Always think that even though we have 5 members, 10 members, 11 members, we can do it. And we will do it with more power and become more empowered women. Yeah? So big round of applause for Shahida on that note. Lovely table topics. Beautiful. I'd like to go to each table topic speaker today, right from Deepa, Kalpita and the rest. Beautiful take on every topic. And everything was around celebrations. And what was very beautiful about everyone's take is that they just picked 1 or 2 words and they started speaking on that. And that is presence of mind. That is logical thinking. You don't need to remember the entire whole sentence that has been said by the table topic, as long as you're able to grasp, because every table topic for her was a celebration of food or a celebration of, the underprivileged or whatever, or the poor. So you already know that that is there, the celebration. You're only picking the right words and you're giving your table topics around it. Beautiful. I love the way Dipti talked about her memories of festival. And she said, even though I celebrate Navratri, but I also love Durga Puja. And the reason she gave is because of the weather changing, the atmosphere changing. And, it gave me goosebumps to think of the weather changing, that Kash Fool and everything came on into my mind. So it was very, very beautifully said. I must say, hats off to all of y'all. Y'all have grown so much. I'm coming into WIN after a very long time, and I'm really seeing the way y'all have grown, and it gives me much pleasure and much pride. So well done, Dipti. Kalpita, spirituality, and she spoke about spirituality, and she also brought in spirit in terms of alcohol. Oh my God, what a connection. Beautifully said that you don't need alcohol to make your celebrations good. You can also celebrate without that. Spirituality is something which we think is divine, and spirit we think is non-divine. And you brought those two on this platform and showed us the difference and how you can celebrate without the spirit, which actually is dooming people a lot these days. So wonderful take on the topic. Let's give her a big round of applause. And then we had Joyti, celebrating womanhood. How beautifully, and that story about your mom sacrificing, taking out time, going hungry to do all those different pujas and commitments that we normally follow. And I was thinking that I am a non-Bengali, I'm married to a Bengali, and I used to follow my mother-in-law Toto to do all the pujas that was in our family, because I only had, my husband was the only son, and so I was the only daughter-in-law. So if I didn't do for her, she would have felt a little down. And I really could relate so much to you when you said that, these people are the divine. We should be worshipping them because they are the true, I think, the true spirit of womanhood and empowerment. Lovely, beautifully said. I loved it. And then, of course, I gave my topic on the underprivileged and the TCS life, my story over there. And let's come to Priya. Priya, very, very nice. You started with life has its ups and downs. And it was so beautiful. And then you went on to say how we should grab at celebrations, how we should grab at every small moment in life. And you also tied it up at the end, and you wrapped it up so beautifully that happiness, you just need to grab out 2 moments of happiness. So always think when you can celebrate, and do celebrate. What a lovely message. Very well done, Priya. Let's give her a big round of applause. And last but not the least, we had Ritu, who said absolutely without celebration and without, we have Amrita also, I'm sorry. So Ritu said celebration is incomplete without, family and friends. And then she brought in such a beautiful example of her being 16 years in Delhi and never being able to celebrate with her own family, and how beautifully after coming back, she's celebrating with family, but now she's being able to see the other side of Delhi, how beautiful Delhi is. So it also shows the characteristics of human nature. What we have, we don't appreciate. What we don't have, we are always longing for that. So wonderful take. I must say this crowd is, making me go crazy, but y'all are really, really awesome speakers. Let's give Ritu a big round of applause. I think she's not there, if I'm not mistaken. She's left. Amrita, the last speaker of the evening, Amrita, on food. And how sweet. It seemed as though, the table topic master knew that you're a foodie, and she gave you something which actually meted your requirements. And you spoke about food, and the way you spoke about it, and, everything was beautiful. And even saying that your daughter also enjoys all those things, and you've kept that routine or that tradition which your mother had started all through your life. Even now you are doing it, and I love the little bit of humor about everything going into the belly. So that was really nice. Thank you, Amrita. Beautiful take on the topic. Let's give all the table topic masters a huge round of applause. Okay, and last but not the least, we have to come to that wonderful lady, Momita Sarkar, who was the Toastmaster of the evening. Momita, are you there? Beautiful theme on Divine Panchami's evening. It was a fabulous, well thought out theme. And frankly speaking, you only told Shahida, Toastmaster Shahida, that she's dressed for the occasion. But even I am dressed for the occasion, but I can't show it to you. All right? We had such a wonderful start. You started by explaining everything from Panchami to the everyday portions of our Durga Puja, like Shoshti, Shoptami, Ashtami, Navami, everything you explained beautifully. You also gave information about some 108 lotus and 108 lamps. This was really something very unique for me. I had never heard about it. Maybe I'll catch you offline to hear more about that. And you said you the next time you started, you asked a question: what is the most important thing during Durga Puja? And then it turned out to be food. And then you started talking about how food, we all love to have the food, and you talked about kosha mangsho and all that. You were making my mouth water, by the way, dear. And you have done your homework thoroughly. You had everybody's introduction, you had taken some thoughts from them about the theme, and you worked around everything in a beautiful manner. So very hard-working script, I would say. If I had to, I must commend your visual also. What a thought to bring in a visual of Ma Durga, and that was such a beautiful vision. It was absolutely divine to see Ma Durga in that form. Really lovely. I love that visual. Then you came in at the last and say, let us reflect on some of the things that don't go well during this period in terms of environment. And that was something which really touched my heart, because we are always, celebrating everything. We forget those small little things which could make an unpleasant difference in our lives. Yeah. And she brought that out and she says, let's reflect. Spot on. She says earlier they used to make it with biodegradables, but now they don't do that anymore. They're using things which could be very harmful for the craftsmen and for people around. So beautiful theme, very well done. If I had to give you any feedback, it would be, instead of talking about Shoptami, Ashtami, Navami, Dashtami in the beginning only, you should have broken that up into the structure of the entire Toastmasters meeting. Like in one segment, you could have brought in about Shoptami. In the next segment, you could have brought in about Ashtami. In the next segment, you could have brought in about Navami, and then ended off with Dashtami. So it would have given us more information, because you could have gotten more information about each day. So that was there. A little bit of the structure, in my opinion, was slightly missing. And at one point of time, you said, for Toastmaster Shahida, you said you're introducing the general evaluator, but actually you were introducing the table topic master. But that was a slip of the mind or slip of the tongue. No fault of yours, but I just thought I should point it out, because that is the only way we grow, we learn, and we become better in what we do. Yeah. And I think I had a wonderful meeting, and I'm so happy to Ruchira that she invited me over for this meeting. I believe I have touched upon everybody, and I'd like to hand it back to the team out of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jennifer, for the wonderful evaluation. And sorry, while talking, I messed it up. Okay. And thanks also to the tag team role players for their reports. So during this course of meeting, we have talked about the good of celebrations of Durga Puja or the bad effects of Durga Puja, but there is one thing which is left, and that is controversies around Durga Puja. Every year there is something that happens, and this year is no exception. So there is one puja pandal called Bharat Chakra Puja. They have decorated the pandal with shoes. So their theme is to showcase the evaluation of farmers' movement in the country which we are having, and the attacks the protest has to face, including the recent killings of 4 pigeons at Lakshmipur Khetri in Uttar Pradesh. But on Saturday, they faced a series of oppositions in terms of tweets and so through social media, stating that they are using shoes in pandals as a disrespect to the divine goddess. They're insulting Durga Ma. Well, I personally love the theme and the concept behind it, and I'm really excited to visit that pandal. Because if they have it has raised a controversy around it, it must be too good and too apt with the actual happenings for that to happen. So with this, I have a picture of the of that pandal. It was something like this, and I will request every one of you to go ahead and visit this pandal, if possible, of course. So with this, it seems like today we are going to end the meeting on time. So I will hand over to our president, Toastmaster Ruchira, for the polls and closing remark. Back over to you, Toastmaster Ruchira.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Momita, for having such a wonderful session the entire time. Before we move on, I'll quickly request Toastmaster Reva, our Sergeant at Arms, to launch the poll quickly.
First, I'll be releasing the poll of role players voting, and then we'll gradually move on to the table topic speakers.
Okay, all right.
So the poll has been launched. Is it visible on the screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
I have received 6 votes, so let's just wait for a few more and then I'll stop the vote.
All right, Toastmaster Reva, I think you can end the first poll. We've got all the people who voted. Let me just note down the results quickly. Okay, Reva, you can end the poll.
So the table topic poll is launched. Yeah, we have the results. I'll just close them.
All right. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Reva. You can end the poll. All right. All right. So before we come to the announcing of the results, because I know that all of you have quite a lot of plans, I want to just make one quick announcement. I've messaged this on the group, but just as a formality, we're not going to be meeting next Sunday evening because it's I think it's the 12th day, that's Dadoshi, so people will have people coming over, etc. We don't have enough role players. However, the weekend after that, which is 24th of October at 6:30 p.m, we will be having the mock table topics contest. So if you're a new member and you've not been part of the contest season before, I'd request you to definitely join in that day. You won't have a judge, you'll have someone called the general evaluator. Instead of like on a normal contest, you'd have a judge. Here, the general evaluator will actually give you feedback in a contest style evaluation, but you will have a contest chair, you'll be put into breakout rooms, and the entire environment of a contest would be created so that you're comfortable on the final day and you know the ins and outs. On 31st October at 6:30 p.m., we will have the actual table topics contest. And on 14th of November at 6:30 p.m., we'll have the evaluation contest. So the dates are there on the WhatsApp group. I'll reshare them once today evening, but please make yourselves free. There's no eligibility criteria. So no matter whether you're new member, old member, you can participate in the club level contest. The international speech contest will be held in the next term, which would be sometime around January or February. For that, there is an eligibility criteria. You need to complete a minimum of level 2 to be able to participate there. So those of you who are sitting on your speeches not yet delivered, you have 2 weeks now in hand. Please start preparing your speeches so that you can participate. All of you are great speakers, and I'd hate for any of you to miss out because of the eligibility criteria. That being said, we can quickly move on to the results for today. We have with us the best role player for category 1 as our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer Ghosh. Please give her a round of applause. Our most improved speaker for today is Toastmaster Momita, our Toastmaster of the day. The best speaker in both the prepared speech and table topics goes to Toastmaster Jayati. Round of applause for Toastmaster Jayati. And for the category 2 role player, we have a complete tie. We have the president, the timer, our counter, and grammarian all with the same value. So I think our VPPR will have her hands full in trying to create the poster. Toastmaster Momita has her hand on her head, but please give a round of applause for the role-playing winners of category 1. And for evaluator, it comes to Maze as the only evaluator. And with that, we come to the end of the session today. I wish all of you a happy pujas, happy festival season. Enjoy, and we'll see you back on 24th at the mock table topics contest.
Happy Puja, everybody.
Happy Puja.